What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside of Hartford, Connecticut. And today, we're going to be looking at the Peerless Price trade, which occurred back on March 8th, 2003. Now, Peerless Price had a career year in 2002, as he would record his only 1,000-yard season as a pro. And fortunately for Price, this happened to be during a contract year. Now, Buffalo put the franchise tag on Price, but they did give him permission to seek a trade, as Buffalo normally doesn't like paying athletes massive contracts, which is understandable as a smaller market team. Now, he liked Atlanta as he wanted to go down south, and Atlanta needed a top-tier receiver, so they were willing to give up their first-round pick, the 23rd overall selection, to get Price. How did this deal work out? We'll start with the Atlanta Falcons, who got wide receiver Peerless Price. Now, Atlanta had very high hopes for Price, but he was unable to step up as an elite wide receiver one. In 2003, he caught 64 passes for 838 yards, but only 3 touchdowns. Not horrible, but not bad. Unfortunately for both parties, his play would regress the following year, as he ended the campaign with 45 receptions for 575 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, Atlanta decided he wasn't worth the contract that they had given him, so they released him after only 2 years as a Falcon. Not the best deal for them. How did the Buffalo Bills do? So with the 23rd pick in the 2003 draft, they would pick running back Willis McGahee. Now, McGahee had an amazing collegiate career, but unfortunately he suffered a bad knee injury in the Fiesta Bowl as he tore his ACL, MCL, and PCL on a single hit. Now, prior to the injury, he was considered to be a top 5 pick, but he slid down to the 23rd overall selection as many teams were concerned about the long-term effects of the injury. Now, due to this injury, he missed his entire rookie season, but the Bills knew that was going to happen, and he burst onto the scene in 2004 as he managed to run the ball 284 times for 1,128 yards and a career-high 13 touchdowns. He set a couple more career marks in 2005 with 325 carries for 1,274 yards, 47 yards, and he added 5 touchdowns, so solid numbers. Now, he did regress a little bit in 2006, posting totals of 259 carries for 990 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, despite his on-field success, McGahee upset the Bills' management by working out in Miami instead of their off-season headquarters. He also said that he believed the Bills should be relocated to Toronto. Now, he ends up getting traded prior to the 2007 season because of these remarks. As a team, basically, they also knew that they were going to have a tough time re-signing him, so they were just like, you know what, no. Now, he was not the AP Comeback Player of the Year in 2004, but some sites did award him the AP Comeback Player of the Year award. Not AP, but I believe like Pro Football Focus did, so it is worth noting. Now, they traded him to the Baltimore Ravens in exchange for 3 draft picks, 2 in 2007 and 1 in 2008. Now, the first in 2007 was the 92nd overall pick, which was used to draft quarterback Trent Edwards. Now, Edwards started his career as a backup, but he took over the starting gig week 3 as a rookie after the previous starter was injured. All said and done, Edwards would appear in 10 games, starting 9 as a rookie. He completed 56.1% of his passes for 1,630 yards with 7 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Now, he would win the starting job in 2008 and played better, despite missing a pair of games due to a groin injury. He saw his completion percentage spike up to 65.5%, while he threw for 2,699 yards, which was a career high. He also added 11 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Now, by 2009, fans were fed up with Edwards' playing style, as he rarely threw the ball downfield. He earned the dubious nickname of Captain Checkdown. Now, poor play in 2009 led to him being benched midway through the campaign. He had 1,169 yards with only 6 touchdowns to 7 interceptions through 8 games. Now, he once more had the starting job in 2010, but he struggled through a few games, only having just not even having stats worth mentioning here, and he ends up getting benched and cut shortly thereafter. Not a great pick for a quarterback. Now, they also got the 239th pick in 2007. They would use this to select defensive end CJ Ayu, who was released as part of final roster cuts, not playing for the team. Now, they also got a 2008 third-round pick, the 71st overall selection, which they would trade to the Jacksonville Jaguars, along with another pick, for defensive tackle Marcus Stroud. Now, while his overall statistics as a Bill were not overly impressive, Stroud was a great run stuffer, In 2008, he recorded 8 passes defended, 2.5 sacks, and 45 tackles. He followed the strong campaign with a similar one in 2009, once more posting 8 passes defended, while adding 2 sacks and 56 tackles. He played well once more in 2010, recording 3 sacks, 49 tackles, and a pair of passes defended, but he ended up getting released after the season for cap relief. Not a bad pickup for Buffalo. Now, how did the other 2 secondary teams do, Baltimore and Jacksonville? Let's start with the Baltimore Ravens. So Baltimore got running back Willis McGahee in exchange for 3 draft picks, and McGahee would sign a massive 7-year deal with the Ravens. And he showed the Ravens what he was capable of doing in 2007, as he ran the ball 294 times for 1,207 yards to go with 7 touchdowns. He added a career-high 43 receptions for 231 yards as well, and this was despite missing a game due to a cracked rib. He had a rough season in 2008, however, as he dealt with multiple different injuries. You name a body part, he was probably dealing with an injury. Now, across 13 games, 8 starts, McGahee recorded 170 carries for 671 yards, but a solid amount of 7 touchdowns. He had a strong postseason showing for the Ravens, recording 154 yards and 2 touchdowns on 39 carries over the 3 games they played. Now, he was moved into a backup role for the 2009 season, and the role benefited him as he was able to stay healthy for the entire season. He ran the ball 109 times for 544 yards and 12 touchdowns. He added 2 more touchdowns in the passing game as well. Now, he would remain in the backup role for the 2010 season, ending the year with 100 carries for 380 yards and 5 touchdowns. After the season, he was released for cap relief. All said and done, he was a one-time Pro Bowler for the Ravens. Now, the last team we have is the Jacksonville Jaguars, who got a pair of picks in the 2008 draft, the first of which was the 71st overall, which they traded. We will not be discussing that. They also had the 143rd pick, which was also traded, and this will be discussed in the future Orlando Scandrick trade. So this was an interesting trade. It's pretty clear that the teams who got Willis McGahee won the trade, as, you know, Buffalo and Baltimore both got solid production out of him. Honestly, probably have to say Baltimore wins the trade, but Buffalo is a close second. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a good rest of your day.